Hello YouTube, Wes here, checking back in with a brand new Vinyl Finds video for you. Today we're talking about my Vinyl Finds for July 2024. Because of my long break from videos this year, I'm way behind on getting you caught up with what my finds were, but I was continuing to pick up vinyl throughout the year, so I still want to share all these with you. It's all new to you anyway. So let's go ahead and get into my finds for the month of July. And we're going to start off in St. Augustine, Florida at Tone Vendor Records. Most years for the July 4th holiday here in the United States, we go to St. Augustine for the fireworks. They have a really good show. It's just a nice touristy area to kind of hang out for the day. Lots of places to eat, lots of places to shop, and there's also a record store there that's really great called Tone Vendor Records. I highly recommend it if you're going to be going near or into St. Augustine. It's a great record store, really enjoy shopping there, and I found quite a few things there this year, so wanted to share those with you to start off with. First off, I picked up, I've been wanting to get a Numero group release recently, just wasn't sure what to pick up, and I saw this one and I had heard a lot of people talk about it, and I thought, yeah, that's going to be something that's up my alley, and that is Blonde Redhead. And yeah, I was glad to find this there, and the price was right, and I was in the mood for it, and I just went ahead and grabbed it. If for some reason you hadn't heard of Blonde Redhead before, this has been kind of a vinyl community darling in the recent year or so. It's very much a noise rock kind of thing, very brash and loud and experimental, but just really cool, kind of trippy. It's experimental, and I definitely dig this quite a bit. So I was glad to pick this one up. Inner sleeve on this one, and then this is on kind of a marbled blue vinyl. Yeah, really cool. Do really like the color on that one. That was my first pickup at Tone Vendor. Next up, while I was there, I was going through the local artist bin. They have a local artist section up front there, and I picked up a split here from two artists they're actually from Jacksonville, Florida, which is not too far north of St. Augustine. So this is a split called Slice, and the two groups are Computer Basics and 1/4 Awesome. Both kind of electronic artists, kind of ambient electronic, I guess would be the best way to put it. One's more of a post-rock than electronic, but yeah, really cool split from those two groups. I really did enjoy listening to this. This one's pressed on a nice, I hope this is going to show up a little bit on camera. It has kind of like a pearlescent to it. Yeah, really, really cool color of vinyl there. Yeah, good music, so it's cool to have some stuff from the Jacksonville area. Alright, next up I got another release from the Turkish psych rock group Altan Gun. I picked up one of their releases a year or two ago, really enjoy them. Like I said, just really cool Turkish psych rock kind of stuff, just really cool sound to it. I definitely dug it, and I wanted to have more, so I picked this one up from them from 2023. It's titled Ask. It just has a very generic sort of brown paper sleeve, but the vinyl pressing on this one is really pretty as well. Kind of a tiger-eyed vinyl there. Really pretty. So yeah, that was definitely a nice one to find. Glad to add another one of their albums to the collection. And then I picked up several from the dollar bin there. They do have a really good dollar bin at Tone Vendor. So this first one, I think these are live recordings. Stanley Clarke, I Want to Play for You. It's also got Jeff Beck is on here. George Duke is on here. Ronnie Foster, Stan Getz, Harvey Mason, Airto Moreira. Yeah, a bunch of artists on here, but yeah, nice 2 LP set, live set from Stanley Clarke. Really nice dollar pickup there. Alright, and then I got a German pressing of Mahalia Jackson's Silent Night, Christmas album. Really, really good album. I do have an American pressing of this that I seriously think I bought at Tone Vendor as well. But yeah, I couldn't leave this behind for $1. Had to have it since I do like collecting Christmas music, and yeah, really cool German CBS label. Alright, then the last thing I got at Tone Vendor was this cool Made in Australia compilation on the A&M Records label. You got Split Enz are on here, JoJo Zepp is on here, a bunch of other artists, Hunters and Collectors are on here as well, a bunch of other artists that I don't know real well, but some cool 80s kind of new wave kind of stuff from Australia. So I thought, yeah, this is a cool looking compilation. Hadn't seen that one before for $1. Definitely going to grab that. It does have a printed inner sleeve that tells you a little bit about each of the bands, the members, and stuff like that. And this is on Quiex vinyl on the A&M record label. So that was a neat little find. Alright, these next records I have to share with you came from Sunshine Records here in Gainesville, Florida. Do like digging there. First thing we got here is a Record Store Day release that they put out. There was a couple times this year they put out some older Record Store Day releases and discounted them heavily. This isn't one of those things. So this was discounted to $10. This is Phil Ochs, The Best of the Rest. So some rare and unreleased recordings by Phil Ochs, folk artist. 2 LP set. I have yet to open this. I don't think it's anything special as far as the pressing. I think it's just black vinyl, but yeah, Record Store Day release from Phil Ochs. Picked that one up for $10, which was a really nice deal. And then I picked up a few things from the dollar bin there. I do really love the dollar bin at Sunshine Records. First up, we got the Hondells here with Go Little Honda. Classic sort of pop rock kind of sound here, early 60s. Yeah, really cool to find that one. Fairly collectible too, kind of surprising that this was in the dollar bin, but Sunshine Records is one of those kind of stores where if they don't think they can sell something quickly, they're just going to throw it in the dollar bin, no matter what it's worth. So you can find some really obscure, valuable things in their dollar bin, which is what I love about it. You know, if you're going there looking for heavy hitters, the popular stuff that, you know, Pink Floyd and Zeppelin and Beatles, and you're never going to find that in the dollar bin there. That's the stuff that they can flip really quick. So that's what they're into, is stuff that they can move really quickly. So anything that's not going to move really quickly, they're likely going to put it in the dollar bin. So yeah, that was a really cool find there. And then I got a couple here from Leadbelly on the Folkways label. These are Leadbelly's Last Sessions. This is part 1. Folkways pasted on kind of thing, as they do. Cover's not in the greatest of shape, but the booklet's in here and the vinyl's in nice condition, so that was definitely a nice find. And then we got Leadbelly's Last Sessions Volume 3, or Part 3. So again, typical Folkways release. Booklet and everything in here, talking about the songs and what they mean and all that kind of stuff. So those are a couple of nice blues pickups, and then the last pickup I had that day there at Sunshine Records, we have a nice living stereo copy of Scheherazade, which I have not been picking up classical that isn't on the Mercury Living Presence label, but I saw this living stereo release of Scheherazade, which is a piece I really love, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet and try it. This is another one of those things that this is fairly valuable on the living stereo label, so I went ahead and grabbed it. It's like, I can resell it if I don't like it. Maybe I put it in my Discogs store. It'll sell at some point in the future if I don't like it. But yeah, picked up the Scheherazade on living stereo. Nice clean copy of it. Nice condition. And again, it's one of those things that their clientele is not going to buy this, so they're just going to throw it in the dollar bin. There's a nice red seal, living stereo shaded dog. All right, next up, had a pickup from the other record store here in town called Here Again Records. I was digging through their used bin one day and came across the Atoms for Peace Muck album, and I think I did pick this up on CD when it came out. Never got around to getting it on vinyl, but it was one I did enjoy quite a bit. So when I saw this there in the not in the dollar bin, it was there in the used bin for $16. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on this. I do like this enough to pay $16 for it. So yeah, nice Atoms for Peace release there. If you're not familiar with Atoms for Peace, it's kind of a Tom York project. It's on the XL Records label, 45 RPM pressing, black vinyl, very nice. Yeah, I was glad to find that. Glad to own that on vinyl now. Alright, this next one comes from a quick stop in Ocala at Vinyl Oasis Records. Was in there one day just seeing what they had. We were driving by and I was like, let me go and stop in at Vinyl Oasis. Hadn't been there in a while. And saw this on the wall and thought, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I've been getting into punk more and more, as I've talked about here on the channel. Saw this up there and I was like, yeah, I gotta take this one home. This is definitely one I want to hear. I've known of this band since I was in high school, but just never really listened to them because I was never really into punk until now. This is Bad Brained with their album Quickness. So kind of a reggae, punk reggae kind of thing a bit. But yeah, definitely dig that. And this is the edited version. Apparently when this album was originally released, there was a song on here that was it was homophobic, and the band decided they wanted to remove it. It wasn't something that they were asked to remove. It was like they thought better of it now and said, yeah, we really don't want that on the album. So they took it off. I think it was replaced with another song. So this is not exactly like an original, but I really don't want to hear a homophobic song, so that's fine by me. There's the black vinyl pressing of it. Cool custom label on that. Alright, and then the last thing I have to share with you this month came from the Barnes & Noble in Ocala. It was on the same day that we went to Vinyl Oasis and went to the Barnes & Noble. This being July, I was there looking at the Criterion Collection releases. They're half price in July and November. And saw that they had a box of records out that was all marked like $5 a piece. Some of them were 50% off, some were 25% off, and some of them were just $5. And this was one of the $5 ones that caught my eye. This is M. Ward with Migration Stories. So kind of a modern psychedelic artist. M. Ward. Gatefold on this as well, and this is on crystal clear vinyl. Okay, so yeah, those were my finds for the month of July 2024. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What did you like that I picked up? Let me know what you've been picking up lately. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, a great night. Enjoy lots of great music. Have a happy new year, a Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.